Welcome to Noyce Convo, brought to you by Voice Entertainment. Let's dive right in. We have Martin today in the studio, aka Lojal. How are you doing, Martin?
I'm great. Very sleepy, but also a lot of adrenaline because I just did a whole 70 to 180 BPM set. I think that's. Anyways,
How was that experience playing at the Voice?
Very nice, actually. First intentional DJ set, very stressful preparation, and quite cathartic to play. The mixers and the consoles were new to me. First time I ever used them. So I did make some mistakes. You guys can check the video out for them, but it was fun. It was fun. I'm gonna.
Are we expecting more DJ sets from you then?
Oh, yes, yeah. Yes, yeah.
So let me get this straight. Your Lojal experience, you come forward as an experience. You're an artist, right? You give vocal ranges, you rip the guitar, you do everything a person can possibly do on performance on stage. Why DJing?
Why not? And why not? I think I started DJing at college, at a random college fest. But I've always been like just taking over the DJ console when someone's not looking or when someone's taking a break. But I've always had fun. I like playing music at home. And I don't like when other people take control of my playlist of the music. So if there is one more way I can have control, I'll take it.
What made you start being an artist and not a DJ? Why did you choose being an artist and not a DJ?
I've always been playing music, singing, and I like to think I've always somehow been a musician somehow. But I guess at one point I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this because it felt like there were no better options for me, being that it was the only thing I wanted to do. And the only thing that I felt that I excelled at. Obviously, I was strong because I'm so good. So I'm kidding, but it's been nice. I guess each gig makes me feel like doing the next one. So it's incremental. It's not. It wasn't from a 0 to 100. It's taking time.
And you are based out of where in India at this point?
I like to say Goa because I am based in Goa.
And what do you think of the Goa music scene?
I think it's amazing. I think it's great. I just feel there's a lot of room for improvement.
Why do you say that?
Because Goa is a very fast cultural place where a lot of cultural differences meet and marry and mingle. But at the same time, it's very quick. And I think people lose interest quickly on things. The hype comes, it dies. The hype comes, it dies. But I don't know, because they're like quality musicians. There are quality venues. It's just, I think more people need to get involved. We all need to be more involved in the scene. That's the only answer. But I think that's why the scene is where it is. And the only way to get it better or worse is, again, through collective involvement.
What do you mean by involvement when you say people should be involved? Do you think artists themselves should be involved, musicians should be involved, the venue should be involved, or the audience by themselves have to be involved? Who do you think has to be involved for the music to change? And how can you think the involvement will change the music?
People is everybody. Like, we're the entire ecosystem. It's like an entire circle, right? Artists create music because we need to create and we need to express. There are people who cannot express and need music to do the same thing or feel better or feel worse, whatever it may be. And the same people need a place to go to listen to these things live, or they need the infrastructure to listen to it online, whatever it may be. So we're all connected one way or the other. And I feel like everyone's kind of doing their own part separately, but I think the entire industry, the entire world has come to a point where everything is kind of interlinked so closely to one another. Graphics and visuals to sonic and sound, or sound to literatures, to socializing, to drinking, to eating, to partying, to having fun. Everything's connected up to the point where you get married and die. There's still music and there's still culture and art. So everyone needs to be a little more involved, a little more conversations. One that should be led by the musicians, the DJs, the artists, because obviously we inherently happen to know more, but we're not wiser. So artists also need to listen to the audience to a certain point without thinking of it as selling out or dumbing yourself down. The audience is wise, but so are you. So it's like a whole thing. And then we need the infrastructure to accommodate us, for us to go and play and share and make the money and revenue from. But we also need to develop more things that are currently being developed, and also things that we don't know that we need.
So you're saying that right now in the Goa scene, we don't have an infrastructure where we can grow and develop as artists and musicians, you're saying?
We do. I can actually name a few.
Are we oversaturated by the venues? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. All I'm saying is more people needs to be aligned, for which education is required. After the education comes the alignment, and after the alignment comes people working together to make better scene happen. That people includes everyone. So it's not about too little or too much venues, or too much or too less musicians. There's always just enough, is what I like to say. So just collective conversations.
Okay. So now that we know what you think about the Goa music scene, what do you think about the Indian music scene as a whole?
Same, bigger.
What can be changed? What do you think should come across as a change in all of Indian music scene?
Like I said, I feel like the same thing that I said about Goa should, or versions of it, I'm sure each city has their own needs and requirements depending on the situations. So I think every level of city at different levels should just go about things in similar ways, initiate the conversation, turn those little 5-6 people group to a bigger one if possible. I know we're all little hermits at heart, artists, most of us. Some of you go out every night to party. I don't know how you do it. But yeah, it's like a little more conversation, a little more kindness, because I feel like the artist community now, we're a little bit bitter, a little sad, a little angry, because we've always gotten the shorter end of the stick for many years. So
what do you mean by the shorter end of the stick?
Well, I wouldn't say we are the only ones, but out of the few of artists, not only musicians, like painters, videographers, editors, everyone have always somehow ended up being valued less than they are since time immemorial, unless you become someone really big. Even then, they still get screwed over. So what I'm trying to say is, I think we just need to build a community where it's a little more loving, despite all the bitterness that we deserve to show, of course. I think acknowledging that fact and also moving past that is important. because it's been a very hard few years. COVID, everyone had to restart once, twice, three, four, five, six times.
That is true.
So
So you tell me about your journey. When did you start? When did Lojal become Lojal? When was that one day I woke up and that spark? When did it happen? How did it happen? Tell me your journey.
I was I left Shillong after having dropped out of college, which I later finished, but I don't even remember which year. This was probably 2018 or 19, I think, and moved to Bangalore. And then I went through a breakup. And then there was this entire family thing that happened because I had just decided to take up music as a career. There was like a huge family drama that I'm not going to get in on this interview. You can go look at all my other interviews for that one. I was supposed to go to music school, which I didn't because the teacher sucked. I was very depressed. A lot of things going on. So for more than a month, I think months actually, I was just home. I would wake up, just mess my head up, and then just be indoors watching movies or stuff, like stay home, being unproductive. It went on for a while until one day I woke up and like I said, it was like, yeah, today's the day. Bought myself a bottle of port wine like any other day. But this time I sat on my table and I started producing. And from that day onwards, I produced every day for the next few months. And was recording and writing and tried to find my new sound. And a few weeks in, I figured out the name Lojal. Lojal, pronounced Lojal. It doesn't mean anything.
Is it a palindrome though? A palindrome means every way you look at it, it spells the same.
If you want to look at it that way.
You
can parent You can parent that all you want.
Is Lojal or Lojal?
It's an image.
Okay.
Ideally, I don't even want people to say it. Like, just be like, really call my name.
So when people do look at it, what should they think? What does Lojal mean? What does it come with? What is the vibe?
Anyways, yeah.
Tell me, what is the first song that you ever wrote? And do you still remember it?
I've written songs ever since I was very, very young. I do not remember the first one. Probably a gospel song. Probably performed at church. But one of my first singles for now is available on all streaming platforms. Please go stream
it. Tell me, what's the first single that is available on all streaming platforms so that our viewers can actually go and revisit it?
That one would be the song called End, E-N-D. Produced by a producer friend named Moreno, M-O-R-E-N-O. It's a heartwarming, sad / melancholic / uplifting song about the end of chapters, but not about the end of the book.
I actually agree. It's one of my favorite songs and it's on my playlists. So I know what you're saying, which is very soothing and I love it. But coming to the next question, since you've started, your sound has evolved a lot, right? So what do you think is your sound right now? And what is the sound of Lojal at this present moment?
I think an artist's sound is just a label's way of marketing their artist better. It's something that we've just like taken on as a general norm, I think it doesn't exist.
So you would say that your sound is way more fluid.
I think all sound is fluid. I think every artist's sound is fluid. It's just at one point they realize, oh, hey, this sound, this kind of music works and sells. Let's keep making that, keep selling it. Or for some artists, they happen to know that few chords, so like their entire life they're playing that few chords. Or so for some people, they grew up listening to a certain kind of music, so they play that certain kind of music. So yeah, for easier reference, let's call it the artist sound. But for me, knowing that I grew up listening to so many kinds, to little kind of music, and then immediately got bombarded by everything else after I left home and went to Shillong, to now having met so many different kinds of musicians and playing with them, to attending raves and parties, to live shows. How can I, as a person that is just a medium, decide, yeah, I'm just going to take that one. That's my sound. Pass on the rest to someone else. Like, I can't do that. I'm selfish.
Okay, as you said, when you were growing up, there were artists that you would follow, right? So is there an artist that you looked at and you were like, I want to do that? Is there somebody you idolized as much where you actually wanted to be in their shoes at that time?
I think, of recent, I'm a little more humble. But growing up, every artist that maybe I looked up to were just artists that I was like, hey, I can do better than that. Let's not name them.
Okay. Coming to our next question. What is the advice you would give yourself, your younger self, who's just starting out in music?
I wouldn't tell myself nothing, because I feel like every mistakes or good thing that happened got me here. And I'm a sad guy, but I'm pretty happy with where I am in life. So I just look at myself from a distance and just smile and wave like a stranger.
Wow. I never thought about it like that.
I'm wise. I'm a wise man.
Yes, I think so. Lojal experience, right? If I see Lojal experience on a concert lineup, and if I want to catch you as a show, what should I hope for, or what do you think I should experience? Would you like your audience to experience?
Up until now, usually it's been, we call it a roller coaster experience, right? You get the slow and the fast, the highs and lows, the scary, the fun part, the slightly romantic, slow-mo, Western movie kind of situation part. So we try to make, like I said, we try to make it a whole experience, it's just not one thing. And there's a lot of soul, as I would say, a lot of intention, even when a lot of the music that we're playing on stage is actually stuff that we're just jamming out and improvising on the spot. So if you're coming for a show, you're probably going to get all of that, where we're just reading your energy and each other's energy, playing that off. And of course, we have a few really good songs that we keep playing in different renditions. That being said, we are on a break at the moment, just playing as other monikers and session gigs and shit. And then we will be back in a few weeks and a few months with new music. Now, what that will be, we'll have to wait and find out.
I have this question. Martin, as a person, is completely separate. But Lojal, on stage, is a completely different person. You're jumping off walls. You're like a monkey on stage. Do you have a body double?
No, it's just human beings are too fragile to handle me like that.
Because right now, during this interview, you're so calm, so peaceful, so at peace with yourself. On stage, you're howling, you're screeching. What goes on through your head on stage? What are you thinking that changes you completely as a human being and makes you a performer? How is that energy coming? Where are you getting all of this energy from? What changes?
Every time I get on stage, I tell myself it could be my last. Usually when I remember to tell myself that, I perform like it's my last. Sometimes I forget, but that's how I treat the stage. It's sacred.
So what's your spirit animal on stage then, if you had one?
E.T.
E.T.? Okay, I can understand that. Living in space, live in it, love in it. What's a song that you secretly love but would never admit in public? Your guilty pleasure song. I know you have a few. I mean, you don't have to admit it right now. But
Wait, I'm thinking actually. I don't have one actually.
a guilty pleasure song? Look at me, Martin. Look at me. Turn around.
Like I have songs for all kinds of emotions, but like they're not guilty pleasures. Like I'm not scared of sharing or playing them. I don't listen to songs that I'm scared of playing. That's sad. I gatekeep some songs because I really like them, but they're not guilty pleasures.
Do you think gatekeeping should be a thing for the future?
Yes.
As you're moving forward as a DJ, do you think gatekeeping is a good idea? If you're saying that you want the musics to evolve and the involvement from the audience and the musicians, you think gatekeeping should be one of the aspects of it?
Yeah, please gatekeep bad music a lot.
Oh, God. Tell me, Martin, what do you want your legacy as an artist to be? What do you want to leave behind in this world? Yes, you already history. You have your name on Google and YouTube and Spotify and everywhere you can think of. But what would be your legacy? How do you keep pushing yourself creatively? How do you motivate yourself? What are you trying to leave behind?
I'm thinking. These are deep questions. These are deep questions that like the answers change each time. Right now,
yes, at this present moment, let's
I'm just thinking of like materialistic things, but I'm just trying to be a little deeper. Music for sure, but more than the music, like the releases, I wanna leave a lot of music with a lot of people, by which I mean that I want to make music accessible to as many people as possible in the most kind of forms, in the most affordable ways, especially back home in Manipur. But that's too small. Like, let's just say the world. But I don't know how much I can do. I'm a little man. I was supposed to be famous by now already. I'm still here.
I think you're pretty famous.
Grateful to be here, by the way. But,
I think you're pretty famous, though.
It doesn't matter. Really, like I think I'm still around. I've done everything I wanted to do. At least what I thought I could do, and I know there's a lot more ways to go. And so, for which is exactly what I'm saying. I like every step of the way. I just want to make sure that everyone I touch is a little more musical after. that makes sense.
That's a nice aspect to think about. I like that perspective. I really like that perspective. Now, we go to rapid fire, okay? You got to think fast and quick and be on your toes, okay?
Shit.
What's your most memorable gig and why?
First big stage live stream show on TV.
When was it and where was it?
This was in Shillong. I had moved to Shillong after having kind of given up on music because I was pissed at my parents. So I was in school. I used to play keys at this band. But anyways, I used to play keys at the school assembly. My friend calls me up, says my sister's friend needs a keyboardist for a band. I'm like, okay, cool. I know how to play anything. The scale of C, do they have a transpose button on their keyboard? They're like, yeah, cool, great. I went to the gig. Played for a few days, and the last day they realized I could also sing. They're like, oh, you're like John Legend. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, cool. So we did the whole thing, and then a few days later, I found myself on stage playing the keys and singing backing parts and also a few main parts. And I remember saying, hey, I want to do this forever. So,
Have you ever thought about quitting music?
so many times.
What keeps you going?
Mostly that I have to pay rent. So also I've sacrificed so much. Time with family, relationships, one-night stands.
Is it financially difficult to be a musician in India?
Of course it's difficult. But
What are the challenges that you face?
Irregular payments, no payments, delayed payments, delayed sound checks, delayed shows, no shows, cancelled shows.
But sometimes it's not a problem of the venue or the organizer. What can we do to change it? What do you think we should do that can be brought about by the people, that, you know, a change in this scene, so that, yes, advance payments, I get that, but what can you do with cancelled and delayed shows? Delayed shows be on time. Yes. Cancelled shows.
I mean, people go to shows on time. Vendors show up on time. Artists do your sound check on time. Finish up on time. Know how to do sound check.
If you had to remove one trend from the music industry, what would it be?
One trend from the music industry. What would it be indeed?
Don't say Instagram. Don't say Instagram.
Okay, fine. That was top of the list, though. I would say
Delayed payments.
yeah, just pay your artists on time.
What's the weirdest DM that you've ever received?
Actually, most of the DMs I receive are pretty nice and chill. I don't flirt too much online anyways. Sometimes I do when I'm too lonely.
Has nobody flirted with you online? Say,
Yeah,
look.
obviously.
So what's the weirdest DM did you get? Did you get it from a man? That would be really funny.
I think I have, but nothing that strikes much. I have gotten a few death threats. So that's there. It's not weird, but scary. But that was about 4 years ago. And stalkers. I think one of my exes created a fake profile, just stalking me for a while and trashing my name on. That was kind of weird too. I know who you are.
Oh, amazing. Oh, okay. What advice would you give someone trying to break into the music industry?
If you're not willing to suffer, don't do it. But we don't do it for the suffering, of course. I don't mean to glorify that. It's just there's a lot of hard times. Everyone gets hard times. I get that too. But hey, man, artists get it a little bit harder. So watch out if you're planning to get in there, and if you do get in, just didn't need it.
Okay. What's the one thing you're taking away from the session today?
Don't drink 4 cups of coffee before a DJ set. Number 2,
Do more DJ sets.
yeah.
Okay, so now that we are at the end of our interview, to wrap it up, if you had to describe Voice Studios in just 3 words after this first visit, what would it be?
2 rooms, sexy.
Amazing. Well, that was it for our interview, and thank you so much for letting us have you. You've been listening to Noyce Convo, brought to you by Voice Entertainment. I'm Neha Menon. Big thanks to our guests for sharing their journey and to you for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and always keep it Noyce.